Thelma Mothershed, Unwavering Commitment. Thelma Mothershed's story is one of unwavering commitment to education and equality. As one of the Little Rock Nine, she faced intense opposition, but she never wavered in her dedication to her goals. Born on November 29, 1940 in Little Rock, Arkansas, Thelma grew up in a world where segregation and racism were deeply ingrained. Her parents, Hosanna and William Mothershed, instilled in her a strong sense of self-worth and a desire to challenge the status quo. In 1957, she was part of the Little Rock Nine that integrated Little Rock High School. Despite the hostility and violence she faced, Thelma and the Little Rock Nine persevered. After graduating from high school, Thelma attended Southern Illinois University, where she earned a degree in home economics. She later earned a master's degree in guidance and counseling from Southern Illinois University. She's also awarded with the Congressional Gold Medal in 1999. Thelma Mothershed's story is a testament to the power of courage and determination. Her legacy continues to inspire us today, reminding us that even in the face of overwhelming obstacles, we can achieve greatness with perseverance and hard work. So thank you for taking a walk with me through the life of Thelma Mothershed, and I hope you enjoyed the interview.
The possibility that you could go to Central High School.
We knew that Brown versus Board of Education said, hey, that means we can go someplace.
So do you remember the ruling?
Yes, oh yes, something had to happen. Because, after all, separate but equal. Has anything separate ever been really equal? Because whoever's dividing usually takes a bigger share for themselves, I think.
Yeah.
That's just human nature. You take the best for yourself.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was at Horace, Maine at the time in 10th grade, and the Board of Education sent around a notice saying people who lived in the Central's area who were interested could sign up for a transfer. So like my friends and I said, hey, we should go to Central. Because we heard that they have better equipment than we do, better supplies, and might be just a better place to go. Since we're close, because really, had I been a well child, I could have walked to Central from my house. So anyway, we signed up to go to Central. Then Phobos came to TV and said that he foresaw some trouble. He was calling out his National Guard. I thought he meant to protect me. How wrong I was.
Yes?
I found that out then, real hard. I found that out. He didn't mean that.
Carlotta Wall's story is one of breaking barriers and pushing boundaries. As one of the Little Rock Nine, she faced intense opposition. Carlotta Walls was born on December 18, 1942 in Little Rock, Arkansas. Carlotta grew up in a world where segregation and racism were deeply ingrained. Her parents, Carla Lou and Juanita Walls, instilled in her a strong sense of self-worth and desire to challenge the status quo. In 1957, Carlotta volunteered to integrate Little Rock Central High School along with 8 other African American students, the group known as the Little Rock Nine. She faced intense opposition from the community, including the governor of Arkansas. Despite the hostility and violence they faced, Carlotta and the Little Rock Nine persevered. Her experiences during this time was marked by intense racism and hostility. After graduating from high school, Carlotta attended Colorado State University, where she earned a degree in psychology. She later earned a master's degree in educational psychology from the University of Colorado. Carlotta also earned the Congressional Gold Medal in 1999. Her story is a testament to the power of courage and determination. Her legacy continues to inspire us today, reminding us that even in the face of overwhelming obstacles, we can achieve greatness with perseverance and hard work. Thank you for taking a walk with us through her life, and enjoy her little interview.
I was in the 9th grade, and the opportunity became possible for me to go to a school that I passed every day, going to my black junior senior high school. I signed a sheet of paper and gave it to the person behind me. My parents really didn't know I had signed up until that summer of '57. 114 of us elected to go to Little Rock Central High School, where 39 of us were selected out of that group. I expected 39, all of us, to be there on September 4th. But it turned out that it was 9 of us. So September 4th rolls around and we go to the school. We were confronted by the commanding officer of the Arkansas National Guard, who had been called out by the governor of the state to protect the citizens of Little Rock. I was very disappointed that we didn't get in. September 20, a lot of litigation took place that went on for the next whatever to September 23rd. And that is when the federal judge said that the governor was wrong in bringing out the Arkansas National Guard to keep us out and ordered us back to school. Well, the 23rd did not work out. In fact, the mob had grown to over 1,000. And by the third class, we were out of there because the 17 policemen that were there could not protect us. That is when, on the evening news, that the President of the United States, Dwight D. Eisenhower, is watching this mob mentality that's taking place in Little Rock. And I think at that time is when he really realized that he had to step up and do something stronger than just words. We went to school. Our first day was September 25th, 1957. And we had the 101st Airborne as our protectors. The governor decided that, and in fact he was not through, what he decided to do was to close all of the high schools in Little Rock in the 58-59 year. It returned in September of 1959, and without guards. I was a senior. Jefferson Thomas was the other one of the Little Rock Nine who was a senior. In February of 1960, my home was bombed. And unfortunately, my father was considered one of the suspects of bombing his own home with his family in it because he was not there. I got up that very next morning after my home was bombed and I went back to school because if I had not gone, they would have felt like they had won. And I graduated. I am the only female of the Little Rock Nine to participate in graduation exercise at Little Rock Central High School. And I'm very proud of that diploma because I finished what I started. And I think that for us to tell these stories more often than not is very key. All of these sort of things that young people should really know about to understand why they're in a classroom with other kids that don't look like them. And they think it just is this way and it's supposed to be this way, but there were many things that took place to get to that point. And I'm part of that, and I'm proud of that.
Minna Jean Brown's story is one of pioneering spirit and determination. As one of the Little Rock Nine, she faced an incredible challenge, but she never lost sight of her goal to receive a quality education and to fight for justice and equality. Born on September 11, 1941 in Little Rock, Arkansas, Minna Jean grew up in a world where segregation and racism were deeply ingrained. Her parents, Walter and Emma Jean Brown, instilled in her a strong sense of self-worth and desire to challenge the status quo. In 1957, Minna Jean volunteered to integrate Little Rock Central High School, along with 8 other African American students. The group, known as the Little Rock Nine, faced intense opposition from the community, including the governor of Arkansas. Despite the hostility and violence they faced, Minna Jean and the Little Rock Nine persevered. Minna Jean became a symbol of courage and determination as she continued to attend school despite the odds against her. Minna Jean's experiences during this time were marked by intense racism and hostility. She was subjected to physical and emotional abuse, but she never gave up. Instead, she used her experiences to fuel her determination to succeed. After being expelled from Little Rock Central High School due to harassment, Minna Jean attended New Lincoln High School in New York City, where she graduated in 1959. She later attended Southern Illinois University, where she earned a degree in social work. Minna Jean has received numerous awards for her courage and activism, including the Congressional Gold Medal in 1999. Her story is a testament to the power of pioneering spirit and determination. Her legacy continues to inspire us today, reminding us that even in the face of overwhelming obstacles, we can achieve greatness. So I hope you enjoyed the walk through her life and enjoy her interview. Have a good day, guys.
And we're going to talk about it with one of the members of the Little Rock Nine. I feel like I need to cheer. Minnie Jean. Now, do you hyphenate your name?
No.
So you go as Minnie Jean
Brown Tricky.
Brown Tricky, but there's no hyphen.
No
okay,
hyphen.
all right.
Yeah.
Guess you know who's here now. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much.
There's so many places I could start with you, and I want to talk about what you've been doing in recent times, but I want to take you back to that day, to 1957. You were in high school. So you were how old? You were 15?
I was 15, my birthday the first day, but soon to be 16, right?
Now,
immediately to be 16.
Before you had to walk through that aisleway with the guards and the screaming and the hatred, did you know what to expect, or what were you anticipating?
There's no possible way that anyone could know what to expect. And just one of the things I think that's important is one day it came through the intercom. If you live in the Central District and you're interested in going, sign this sheet and give it to your homeroom teacher. So there was a certain frivolity, sort of silliness, and my friends and I put our names on the list. So that's a good lesson. It's really just that little step sometimes that made, and you don't know what's going to happen. And that's a good way. I mean, I still live that way.
Now, did you go home and say, "Oh, Mom, by the way, I
did. I skipped home and said, "Oh, I signed up to go to Central." And she swallowed and said, "Oh, we'll see." Because it wasn't possible to anticipate what was going to happen. If we think about Little Rock being at the first, if we'd had Alabama, if there'd been other places where this happened, then there would have been some sense of what might happen.
Right.
But we could not anticipate what happened. Not in a million years, fantasies, nightmares, any of that.
Now, describe for me the night before.
The night before, actually on Labor Day, Orville Faubus, the governor, announced that he was surrounding the school with Arkansas National Guards, men they were, actually. And he said something like, if integration happens, blood will run in the streets. Still don't know what's going on, but you know that this whole area is cordoned off and they're troops. So guess what? I'm 15. What am I wearing tomorrow? I already knew what I was going to wear. Is this the right thing? Should I change my shoes? Just teen type things. And I think when I think back on that, I think that was a really good space to be in. A teenage girl thinking about her first day of school and really not knowing what this crazy governor is doing or having a sense of what's going to happen the next day. I think that's kind of great.
I think it is too, because, we'll keep going. So you get to school. Now, how did you get to school?
So somehow the school board, or whoever was in charge, the administration of the white school, said they didn't want the black parents to come.
Oh, really?
On the school ground.
Because they thought they would agitate or be agitated?
It's hard to know.
Okay.
It's hard to know. So I remember that my minister, my mother drove me to a place about a block from the school. And my minister said, I'm going with her. And so he and two 2 black ministers and 2 white ministers walked with us to this half block, because obviously the plot is thickening and people know what's going on. And so we walked to the front of the school, and the guards are standing around, and they'll move aside and allow a white kid to go in. And then when we start to move, they close ranks. Shock, wow. Then the behind is this mob of screaming, hysterical white people screaming hatred, kill them, go back to Africa, you know. Couldn't even really hear. I mean, it's kind of like a sports event with violence, you know. So basically, my memories are being really, really scared in a way, or shaking, because that's how you feel when something like that happens. But when I look at the still photos, I see we're standing there, really kids, and behind us are these grown-ups and people just behaving like monsters. So the way that I think about that is they threw away their dignity and it landed on us. Because you can't see how scared we were in the still photos.
Absolutely not.